Hi and welcome to this video. So on the weekend I tried something that I found that fascinating. I felt like I have to share this with you guys. So for a little while now we have access to Anthropic's Claude, which is basically something like ChatGPT or Google Gemini. So basically another AI assistant that you can ask questions, do stuff with, blah, 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 blah. However, I wanted to be that test a little bit more, let's say hardcore, by just trying to do something very different this time. So instead of using it like a chatbot and asking it what does the future look like in 50 years from now and how do you see that, I thought I'm going to challenge Claude a little bit more. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of like solid proof of how AI can support us music composers when working in the studio, assisting us in a very cool way. So let me show you what I did. So all I knew that I wanted was a tempo tapping tool, because all the tempo tapping tools in digital audio workstations are kind of like overloaded. They are hidden in the menus. And I quickly wanted to have something on the desktop when I wanted to check the tempo of a track. And the second thing, I knew that I wanted to use Python as a programming language, because I knew sort of that there are all kinds of add-ons available, or however you call it, to make it work for all kinds of things. I mean, you see already I don't have any clue about how to code or how to use Python. So let's jump into this. All I asked in the very beginning is this very stupid question here. Okay, are you up for writing another Python app? Because I tested it before. I want to have a little app that lets me tap the tempo with a spacebar while listening to a track. The only function should be to hit the spacebar in the rhythm, and after a while of sticking with the track's tempo, it shows. Do you understand? And then it started blasting out all of this code here, and I don't want to bother you with the details, but at some point I had trouble, for example, to install a little add-on called Pygame that was necessary to make this app work. Or not, I'm not sure, but it just instructed me to do so. Anyway, at some point I let Claude know that I got it successfully installed, and then it gave me perfect instructions on, for example, open a new command prompt, I should check the Python version, blah, blah, blah. And then it started working on the first draft of our tempo tapping tool here. So all I knew is that I have to paste this code into a text editor and then name it like as suggested here, tempo_tapper.py. And after a first successful try in the simple command prompt of Windows, I asked it, okay, let's work on a simple GUI. And then Claude continued to blast out information. It gave me a little notification here. Certainly, let's create a simple GUI for our tempo tapper using Take Hinter, whatever that is. I don't have any clue, but I just thought I fully trust you, Claude here, which comes pre-installed with Python. This will give us a window with a button to tap and a label to display the BPM. Then it just started writing out the code here, and it also instructed me how to use this. For example, copy this code into a new file, save the file as tempotapper_gui.py in a location you can easily find it, open a command prompt, and basically how to run this little thing here. This will open a new window with a tab button and a quit button. So here's how to use it. It gave me all the instructions here. And then after a first successful test, I thought, okay, now let's do the following. Can we hide the prompt window? Because there was some prompt window opening in the back, basically the black window that stayed in the foreground. So can we hide the prompt window and only open the GUI? Also, I want to use the spacebar for tapping the tempo because it assigned the enter key for that. So then again, it optimized the code as I wanted to. It gave me the full instructions on how to do, how to install, and how I should run the script. And then I continued, can we work on the layout and design a tiny little bit? The press spacebar to tap tempo is a bit too wide. Also, the quit button could be smaller, and it would be great to have a function to copy the tempo into the clipboard. So before I show you the final result, I gave it a few more instructions, but this is basically what I want to tell you, how I talked to Claude to just get into revisions and doing edits. So for example, okay, it starts to look great. Here is another comment. When I click copy BPM, the confirmation that I copied the BPM is way too big. It gave me the right code again, and then I asked it again, okay, a few more things. The quit button should be on the lower right side. Also, if we want to make this available for other people, can we put this into a single file so no one needs to install 400 or 4,999 Python add-ons or libraries. And to be honest, I always thought it's a little bit more complicated to create an executable file, an exe file. And now Claude basically let me know, okay, let's address these points one by one, moving the quit button to the lower right side, creating a single file, executable that doesn't require Python or additional libraries. It modified the code here. It instructed me to install PyInstaller, which is basically like a little add-on library to create these executable files. It also instructed me in how to exactly create it, what commands I would have to put into this. And you know, if you know me, I always have this little marketing approach also in mind. So I instructed it to do the following. Awesome, you're just a big help. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I just had to point that out. One more question on the app itself. I want to add something special that people could join my Audio Artist Academy. Do you have an idea about a button that invites them into my community? It would open a link, and this would basically be the invite link to my Audio Artist Academy. So before I show you the final result, I should also let you know, if you work with Anthropic Claude, it could be that your token usage is limited to, for example, 1,000 tokens. And at some point, the code that Claude generated needed a little bit more, something like 1,500 or 2,000. So at this point, you want to increase the limit in order to not have your app crashing all the time. It took like 5 minutes to figure that out. But anyway, here is the final result, my self-written tempo tapper. So again, it's very rudimentary, but I'm pretty proud that I, who doesn't have any clue about how to write code, how to use Python, and also that it was possible with the help of AI, especially Anthropic Claude, to come up with something like this. So as you can see here, I can now tap the tempo with a space bar, and then at some point, as it locks into the tempo of the track that I'm currently working on, I can just copy the BPM and put it right into my digital audio workstation. And of course, I told you about this little marketing idea, and I found it kind of lame to just credit me and Claude in this app here. I wanted to include this little thing, looking for a free and great music community, and then a little button. And once you click that, it will open the link to my free Audio Artist Academy that you can join anytime if you want. And if you then hop over to the classroom here, check the free tools and resources module, and then check this little tab here, Tempo Tapper, you can download this little tool here for free. At this point, I should also mention that it is Windows only, but who knows, maybe Claude helps me to convert this to a Mac application. Okay, so I hope I was able to give you a good impression on how AI can help and support us as music composers. And also, I would be really happy if you like this video, subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already. Thanks so much for your time and checking out this video, and see you in the next one. And please don't forget to join my free Audio Artist Academy. Thanks.